Vocabulary and phrases cards. 1. Clutch. Definition: to grasp or hold tightly. Example: Emma noticed Ben clutching his backpack tightly. 2. Tease. Definition: to make fun of or provoke in a playful or unkind manner. Example: a group of kids started teasing Ben about his clothes and his accent. 3. Sink. Definition: to feel very sad or disappointed. Example: Emma felt her heart sink when she saw Ben being teased. 4. Ignore. Definition: to refuse to notice or acknowledge. Example: Emma walked up to Ben, ignoring the giggles from her classmates. 5. Relieved. Definition: feeling relaxed and happy because something difficult or unpleasant has been stopped, avoided, or made easier. Example: Ben looked surprised but relieved when Emma invited him to sit. 6. Common interests. Definition: shared hobbies or activities. Example: Emma and Ben found they had many common interests. 7. Inspire. Definition: to fill someone with the urge or ability to do or feel something. Example: more students took inspiration from Emma's actions. 8. Atmosphere. Definition: the overall mood or feeling of a place, situation, or environment. Example: the atmosphere at school began to change as more students befriended Ben. 9. Act of kindness. Definition: a simple, considerate action done to help or show care for someone else. Example: Emma's simple act of inviting Ben to lunch had a big impact. 10. Belong. Definition: to feel accepted and comfortable in a place or group. Example: Emma's kindness made Ben feel like he belonged at the school. 11. Ripple. Definition: a small wave or series of waves on the surface of water, often used metaphorically to describe spreading effects. Example: small acts of kindness could create ripples of positivity. 12. Community. Definition: a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Example: kindness can change not just one person's day, but an entire community. Episode 1: The Power of Kindness. Emma was an ordinary 7th grader at Maplewood Middle School. One Monday morning, she noticed a new student standing alone in the hallway. He looked nervous, clutching his backpack tightly. Emma learned his name was Ben and that he had just moved to town. Throughout the day, she saw him being ignored or whispered about by other students. At lunchtime, things got worse. A group of kids started teasing Ben about his clothes and his accent. Emma felt her heart sink. She knew what it was like to be the new kid, having moved to Maplewood herself just a year ago. Instead of turning away, Emma decided to act. She walked up to Ben, ignoring the giggles from her classmates. "Hi, Ben," she said with a warm smile. "Would you like to sit with me?" Ben looked surprised but relieved. He nodded and followed her to a table. They started talking, and Emma learned that Ben was from a different state and loved reading fantasy books just like her. As days turned into weeks, Emma continued to include Ben in conversations and activities. They found they had many common interests and soon became best friends. Emma's kindness didn't go unnoticed. Other students saw how happy Ben was and started to befriend him too. The atmosphere at school began to change as more students took inspiration from Emma's actions. One afternoon, during a class discussion about the impact of kindness, Ben stood up. He shared how Emma's simple act of inviting him to lunch had changed his whole experience at school. I was scared and lonely, but Emma's kindness showed me that there are good people here. She made me feel like I belong. Emma blushed but felt proud. She realized that small acts of kindness could create ripples of positivity, changing not just one person's day, but an entire community. And from that moment on, Maplewood Middle School was known as a place where kindness thrived.